What's up, Misfits? This is Red, and I just got done watching the whole Wrestle Kingdom 12, which didn't come on at 1 a.m. my time because, Japan time is different and everything, and I didn't watch the whole show. It's not 6 a.m. here, 5 hours later. God, I just need to get my priorities straight right now. But let's just get right into it, okay? I mean, let's talk about the match that everybody was wanting to see. I mean, there was the whole card had really good matches. Each match was really good, but the one that had the most hype that everybody was wanting to see was the Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega match, Alpha versus Omega, for the IWGP United States Championship. Yeah. What can I say about Jericho? He always reinvents himself. He has anything different. Comes back to New Japan after maybe over 20 years now, and they showed when he first was there at age 26, and now he's back again going against Kenny Omega, and it's I mean, what can you say about the whole match? The whole match, it just started out with Jericho. He came out with his entrance. It's kind of like the WWE entrance, to where he has a light up jacket, lights go off. He does the whole arms out and everything. But he came out with his song, from Fozzy, his band, to Judas and everything. And Kenny Omega, he came out looking like an Egyptian god, the whole headpiece. And Kenny Omega was going to give hugs to the Young Bucks because, the ref already told him, Red Shoes already told him that they had to go to the back because it was a no disqualification match. It's not fair, I guess, the whole thing. But as soon as he was giving them hugs and everything, Jericho tried to attack Kenny Omega. Then the whole match finally started when everybody was starting to come in, holding Jericho back and all back and forth. And the match finally started. Then you got the match just started out with just stiff punches back and forth to each other, just stiff shots, stiff, chops and everything. Jericho went for the walls of Jericho. Even with that, it was just like, okay, he went off and got, Kenny Omega into the walls of Jericho, and then he got kicked onto the outside. And then once he was on the outside, Kenny Omega went, he kicked him because Jericho was about to come back in. He went, did kind of like a baseball slide, like missile drop kick type thing to hit Jericho. Jericho went over the barricade, and he was over where the announcers, area is at. And then Kenny Omega went to run, and then he did a springboard dive onto the outside over the barricade, which Jericho avoided. And here, Kenny Omega went and hit the ground. Then, even with that, Jericho applied the walls of Jericho to him, and then Red Shoes was trying to get him off, and then Jericho got up and just pushed Red Shoes to the side and then knocked him down and everything. And then Red Shoes' son was trying to, help Red Shoes out, his dad. And then Jericho went, slapped him, got him into the walls of Jericho. And then it was going back and forth. There was a lot of stuff that was going on. There was more brawling. At one point, Jericho had a table on him. Kenny Omega went on one of the things that holds up the lights and everything. And then he did the double foot stomp to him. It was going back and forth to the outside. These guys were just throwing everything at each other. Kenny Omega was throwing all chairs and monitors and everything onto Jericho. Then Jericho, went and he got his, it was going back and forth. And then Jericho, for most of the match, he was in charge of the match. And Jericho pandering to the crowd. He was swearing at the crowd. He was flipping off the crowd. He was doing all kinds of stuff. Jericho put a chair in the corner of the ring at this point, and then Jericho just the whole time was just laying it out on Omega. Then Omega came back with some stiff slaps and chops. I mean, fast forward into the match, I mean, you got Jericho, who was in trouble. He got out of the Snapdragon, put the walls of Jericho on. He had it on for a while, and then Kenny Omega went to the corner. Then he started taking off the apron, he started looking around underneath the ring while still in the walls of Jericho. Got a spray can and then told Jericho, look at me. Jericho looked down at him, sprayed Jericho in the face, and Jericho, Omega at this point is trying to have some, try to do something, try to have some type of momentum or something or anything. Jericho on instinct, without, he's got this spray in his eyes, he can't see or anything. He just out of instinct grabs Omega, and that chair that's in the corner, he throws Omega right into the corner. Omega hit head first into the chair. Jericho finally got some water, flushed out his eyes and everything, and then here he basically took Omega, grabbed him again 2 more times, hitting his head 2 more times in the corner where that chair is at. The chair basically is just done at this point. Omega at this time is trying to do anything. He's trying to just kick at him. He's trying to do something, but Jericho, and I'm not saying that there's one more time in the corner, but there is one more time in the corner. Jericho throws Kenny Omega into the chair once again. At this point, Omega's busted open, and then Jericho he goes and gets Omega, has him down, and then starts pounding on his head, trying to open the gash out even more. But at some point, Omega started gaining momentum. He hits a Snapdragon, but then I don't know. Jericho just keeps coming back. It's like this is a veteran that we have in the ring here. He hits Omega in the head with the chair. Then he starts hitting the chair over and over, where to the padding that's on the chair comes off, and it's just the frame of the chair. Then he keeps hitting him with the frame of the chair. Jericho, he gets on the top rope with the chair, and he's panning to the crowd. He keeps looking at the crowd. That's when Omega jumps up, drop kicks the chair right into Jericho's face. Then he does a running knee onto Jericho, and Jericho kind of, before the running knee, Jericho almost, there's a table that's on the outside. Jericho kind of holds himself back, and then he holds him up. He's still on the top rope. He finally gets his balance again. That's when Omega comes with a running knee, hits Jericho. Jericho falls back onto the outside in through the table, and it's just this match is just nuts. I mean, Jericho was talking about that this was going to be a war, and these guys went at it with each other, and it was getting to the point to where Omega looked like he was done. Jericho looked like this was a different type of Jericho. This ain't the WWE Jericho that we've been seeing. I mean, he reinvents himself, his character and everything, but I have not seen Jericho in a match like this for a while, like a long while. And it's good to see somebody like Kenny Omega bring this type of match out of him. Even though it's a no DQ match, it was very physical. I mean, you had Jericho who put Kenny Omega from an attempt of a one-winged angel into the walls of Jericho. Then Omega is just hurting at this point, and then he tries to go, he almost gets to the ropes, and then Jericho takes him back in the middle of the ring, does a high angle walls of Jericho. If you guys never seen that, that's like an old school type Jericho, how it's where look it up. But anyways, he made it to the ropes, and then Jericho says that he tapped out, shoves Red Shoes again, and then the Red Shoes is just all over the place. He's down, up, all over. Codebreaker, but the Codebreaker came, and then he got hit with the trigger, and then the one-winged angel. Jericho, at that point, you think that this would be it. Jericho got hit with the one-winged angel right there, not in the middle of the ring. It was kind of on the side, but Jericho, with instinct, he grabbed the bottom rope, rope break. Another high knee, another front slam. Omega flips over Jericho. Then Jericho, out of nowhere, Jericho hits a code breaker, but he only gets a 2 count. Jericho comes with the chair, tries to attempt, he puts it on Omega, tries to attempt the line salt. Omega comes back up. Well, not kind of, he jumps back up with the chair, and then once Jericho is on the middle rope, he throws the chair at Jericho's back. Jericho's right there. He comes over to Jericho, comes right underneath him, grabs him, puts him on his shoulders. One-winged angel, that chair is in the middle of the ring. One-winged angel onto the chair. This whole war and everything, the whole match, the physicality, everything, just everything that was going on, this crazy match. Someone finally came out the winner, and it was Kenny Omega, who is still the IWGP United States champion. What can I say about the match? I mean, I'm not gonna give no stars or anything like that. I'm not Dave Meltzer. I don't throw stars out there. I don't go through the 6 stars, 7 stars, 18 stars, 20 stars. I mean, I know that. Let's just be real. I mean, Dave Meltzer has been doing this for a long time, and I've been watching for a long time. In my own personal opinion, if I had to say anything, this is one of the best physical matches that I've seen. Even though it's a no DQ match, there was technical wrestling in it. There was everything from brawling. It had a mixture of everything, and everything flowed through just right. One of the best matches that I've seen, probably one of the best matches of 2018. so far, even though we're only like 4 days into it. I'm just putting that out there. And one of the best matches that Chris Jericho has had in his career. But other than that, you know, that was the co-main event. The actual main event was Okada going against Naito for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And this one was a physical match all in itself as well. I mean, it's not going to the whole no DQ tables and chairs and whatnot, but this was a physical match. It was a technical match. You had these two. I mean, Naito, he's doing his thing. He taking his time. He's trying to. Red Shoes is telling him to hurry up and take off his you know, his suit that he has, and Naito just takes his time. He's unbuttoning the cuffs of him. He's just unbuttoning down the shirt. He takes the belt off, and it's just all mind games from Naito, especially when you see the facial expression that Okada has. Okada's just all like, "God, come on, would you just hurry? Can we do this? You know, I got dinner at 7 or whatever time it is. It's not even 7 over there right now. But anyways, it was explosive. These two just went at it back and forth, and then it got to the point to where Naito was just playing mind games with Okada at the beginning. He was going out to the outside. There was an exchange to where they were both going back and forth with each other, not hitting each other too hard or anything, but they were just going back and forth, counting each other to the point to where Naito just like playing more mind games, falls down to the ground, lays down, puts his hand on his head, and he's posing and he's just laying there. It's just more mind games for Naito. This was just a physical match. I mean, you think that after a match after Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho that this would be something that would be a little bit more, you would say, kind of toned down, but just through the whole thing, it was a good physical match, and these guys threw everything as they could at each other. There was Rainmakers, there was outside DDTs from the barricade, there was inverted Ranas, there was a whole bunch of Glorias. There was stiff shots back and forth, German suplexes, more Rainmaker attempts, kicks out at 2, Destino from the Cobra Clutch, can't cover, trading shots. I mean, these two were getting to the point to where they were just physically getting just fatigued and everything. More Rainmaker attempts, but the Rainmaker attempt towards the end was put in a Destino for a 2 count. And then here Naito goes for another Destino attempt, but gets hit with an elbow and uppercut. Then Okada gets him into his tombstone. He gets Naito back up for the Rainmaker, tries for the Rainmaker, then Naito out of nowhere gets a Destino again. Then a second tap, he's like, hey, let's try it again. I got him in Destino, let's do it one more time, let's put him out. Tries going for it. Okada counters a second Destino, gets him into the tombstone, does a jumping tombstone, picks him back up, Rainmaker. I don't know, these two were almost just done at the end. These two were physically fatigued. These guys threw everything at each other technically. Okada is still the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and it was deserved. The type of match that they had, it was deserved and everything. So I have nothing bad to say about this match. This match, for the way that this match ended, I approve of it. For a technical, aspect of it, going over 30 minutes, I mean, that's not easy for some people, but these guys did it. Overall, I gotta say that this whole Wrestle Kingdom 12, it was worth watching. Even though it was 5 hours, it was worth watching. And if you guys are just interested in the 2 main events, then I would say I would recommend to watch the 2 main events, but I would also recommend to watch the rest of the card. I mean, you got the match of the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championships, Roppongi 3K, which they went against the Young Bucks, and even with that, number 7, I mean, Young Bucks got number 7. They became the new champs on that one. And then even the gauntlet match between, Tama Tonga Loga, Bad Luck Fale, and the Gucci and Juice Robinson and just Beretta and even that one was good. That one was physical too as well. I mean, these guys, as far as the gauntlet match, that was even that one I would recommend to even watch. And the Kota Ibushi and Cody Rhodes one, that one was pretty good. That one I liked. Also, that one was a good match on the card. And Cody Rhodes, he just continues to be. He continues to be the good wrestler that you're supposed to expect him to be when he was in WWE. But you know, he's a lot better now. And going and putting him someone with Kota Ibushi, it just they both just very good technical wrestlers with each other, and it was just a good physical match. And Kota Ibushi coming out the winner of that one. I mean, I got no complaints about that one. I feel like he deserved that one. Even with the IWGP Tag Team Championships, I mean, the Killer Elite Squad, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Lance Archer going against Evil and Sonata. I mean, that one, you know, I gotta say something about Evil. Evil's been a very good wrestler. He has very good matches with Okada, and he's had a very good match with Omega as well. And he continues to, like, I remember seeing Evil for the first time, and I was not impressed at the first time, but watching him more, watching New Japan more and more, you know, watching him wrestle, you can tell that he's going to be one of the top guys if they ever give him a chance. And he's improving a lot more. He's probably for 2017 one of the most improved wrestlers of 2017. And I guess we can see what he does over in 2018 with New Japan Pro Wrestling. But you know, that one was a physical match. Davey Boy Smith Jr., he kind of getting the attitude of how his dad used to be. I remember watching the original British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, and even though Davey Boy Smith Jr. in this one, he kind of kind of has the attitude of like a dick or anything like that. I mean, that's how Davey Boy Smith was starting to get out to when they, you know, the Hart Foundation during the Attitude Era. Other than that, it was a good match. New champions, Evil and Sonata. I recommend that match as well. Even the never openweight championship hair match, Suzuki scares the hell out of me. That's every time I see him wrestle, he's one of those guys that you don't want to see in like a dark alley. Actually, he's one of those guys that you just don't want to see at all, even in the crowded area. I'm just putting that out there. But he went against Goto. And this one was also a physical match. The physical, stiff match. If anybody knows, you know, a lot of you people that watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, you guys know how Suzuki is. And Goto, he had something to prove here. Hair versus hair match. And then championship. Goto became the new openweight champion. He was going to try to, you know, he was going to shave Suzuki's hair. Suzuki came back with his own chair, hit the chair out of the ring, and got his own chair, put it in the middle of the ring, grabbed the clippers from Goto, and just he shaved off his ponytail that's in the back. He shamed himself. Can't blame a man for doing it himself, I guess. But like I said, good physical, stiff match. I mean, it was more stiff than anything. But then, what else you got? You got the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, the Fatal 4-Way. This one I would also recommend to watch. If you guys were only interested in the two matches, I would recommend this one as well. This one was a good match. Will Ospreay told these guys, you know, before, let's just go out there, let's put on something that they you know, they will remember. And these guys put everything out there, from Mario Skrull doing everything that he did in the ring physically. Will Ospreay is just nuts. I mean, what can you can't say nothing bad about Will Ospreay. His just physicality and everything. He's nuts. Kushida came out. Kushida even added more to the match as well. Just going into it, even with the whole like attitude of Takahashi, just the way he is and everything, you would think that he's kind of like the odd man out of all these three, but he held his own in there, and he, you know, don't count him out. He did his thing in there, and at the end of it, Will Ospreay became the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. I mean, it was physical. You guys gotta watch it. I mean, it's good. Even if you have to go like look at highlights, just look at the highlights. Highlights will probably be worth it as well. And to finish this all off, the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, Hiroshi Tanahashi going against Jay White. Jay White coming out looking like some type of troubled emo dude that acting like he didn't get everything that he wanted in life. I don't know. That's just how he looked. It was a good match. It was, but I'm glad that Tanahashi, retained the championship. Not became the champion, but he retained the champion. And I don't know. It's just something about Jay White that was just kind of thrown off on me. Every time I see him, I don't know, I just get thrown off. But other than that, the whole card, it was a good match overall, but the whole card itself was really good. 5 hours. I mean, you're not gonna get a card like this. I mean, what's the next 5-hour pay-per-view you're gonna get? WrestleMania? And not all matches are gonna be this physical like how each of these matches were. I mean, you have physical matches going on from the beginning all the way to the end. So like I said, that's my review of the whole thing. I'm probably just drowning out, or I'm tired. I've been up for 5 hours. It's almost 7 o'clock here, so I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you guys did, hit the like button, and if you guys want to hear more, we're planning on doing more like reviews of more wrestling like we did last year, but you know, we kind of took a break from it and kind of just like went away from it for a while. So planning on doing more. So if you guys are interested in hearing more of like, you know, what we think of it, well, it's just me for right now, but usually there's Long Island Josh. But if you guys want to hear more, hit the subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button. So we will see you guys next time, maybe for the Royal Rumble. All right, well, see you guys later.